All right, here we are. This video, I want to talk about some books that literally transformed my life. I would not be recommending you these books if I did not think they were that valuable. The contents inside each of these books I'm about to present to you, they're so profound, they're so good that I've carried bits and pieces, fragments of these books with me across all my years. I'll link them down below. This is not sponsored. I would encourage you to read them because they're that good. The first book is called King, Warrior, Magician, Lover by Robert L. Moore. And this book is predicated on Jungian psychology. If you guys don't know what that is, Carl Jung is a Swiss psychoanalyst. And psychoanalysis is basically a form of psychological understanding and therapy that allows the subject to regress back from consciousness down, to find underlying trauma that exists within the void of the unconscious. If you have no idea what I'm saying, I will try my best to simplify it in further videos if I do another video on psychology. But right now, let's talk about the King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Carl Jung, he died a while back, and some of his concepts and ideas were so profound that people became fans of his psychological framework as they would take it, elaborate it, and extend it even beyond, even past his death. One of the most profound minds I've ever read, no doubt, to date. And so, King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, I recommend this to both men and women. It's a book that helps you kind of navigate the male psyche. Why is it beneficial towards women? Ladies, how many times have you met a man that you thought was a man and ended up being a boy? I don't know why, but this is a common theme that happens across history. And look, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You'll find a man that's 10, 15 years older than you. You always want an older man because you think age is maturity. Age is just how long you've been a part of existence. Maturity is psychological development. Psychological development is despite how long someone has been a part of existence, what were they able to pull from experiences, from what experience gave to them, and how were they able to integrate it, cultivate themselves in the chambers of their own mind, and give that to the world and become this fully high resolution totality. Ladies, if you have a problem and you don't know the difference between a boy and a man, and you think what makes a boy versus a man is how old they are, you are sadly mistaken. This book will open your eyes to boy psychology, man psychology. Gentlemen, if you think you are a fully developed man, I urge you to read this book and you will get humbled. I sure did. When I read this book, I said, damn, I got a lot to work on. Short read, 160 pages. Not difficult, and I'll break it down. I'll give you a summary right now so you can understand the concepts. And if it piques your interest, hey, I'll link it down below. Trust me, it's worth your time. I would not be recommending it if I don't think it is worth a read. And so, King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, these are all archetypes. Archetypes are primordial images. Primordial images are characters that seem to be constantly reoccurring in the course of history and mythology, right? So throughout mythology, throughout history, you'll hear about warriors, Spartans, you'll hear about magicians. These are the shamans. These are the intellectuals who can make things happen. You have the lovers. You have the ones that are deeply connected, a sense of self and identity, deeply connected to the world, nature, and in tune with oneself. And then you have the king, the emperor, the high-ranking individual, the top of the hierarchy, right? And so you'll see these images and you'll see these archetypes constantly repeating themselves through history. Over and over and over and over. Mythology, Western history, all of this stuff. And so a king is simply what a man is. And what makes a man a whole is what he does, the warrior, how he thinks, the magician, how he feels, the lover. And so there's three aspects of a man that if you can fully develop, combine into this beautiful trinity, this trio, it becomes who you are. You become this fully developed, totality, this well-developed man that you can give to the world. So we'll start with the king. An underdeveloped king or a boy will sit on top of the high throne, think he's better than everyone, go, "You are a peasant, serve me. You need to serve me because I'm so much better than you. Look at me, I'm the king. Look at me, peasants. I'm above you. You're nothing. That's why I'm sitting on the throne and you are rubbing my feet." That's a boy. And underlying that is insecurity. What he's actually trying to say is, hey, do this for me because I can't do it myself. I'm just being honest. But I'm in a position of power where I can demand you. So I can kind of hide the fact that I don't know how to do it. So can you do it for me, please? Because I'm lazy. I can't build up the courage. I'm weak. I'm insufficient. So can you help me out and do it for me? That's what he's trying to say. And so as a boy, that's a little baby king, a fully developed king, a man, sits on top of the high throne and goes, I have an empire. I have an entire kingdom. How can I serve my people? What can I do here? What can I do? I'm in a position of power. I have the ability to make things happen. How can I serve you? What can I do for you? You are not under me. We are one. I am here to serve you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to do things for you. What can I do? What do you want? What can I do for you? Let's go. The king, the underdeveloped king, the little boy, watches his soldiers go into the battlefield and just goes, okay, I'll wait till they die. The fully developed king goes, attack, and I will lead the fight. My soldiers follow me. Go, army, come. I lead, and I'll be the first into battle. Come with me. And so we talk about that, the whole totality. That's who a man is in a nutshell. Let's start with the warrior, which is the animalistic, primal, very dominant, aggressive portion of a man. The warrior is the aggression, the dominance, the power, the strength, the brute force, the killer. The underdeveloped warrior, boy psychology, goes, I'm strong. No one can take me down. There is not a foe that I can beat. I can slay the dragon, slay the next dragon, defeat this foe, defeat this enemy. I'm a warrior after all. I could take on everything. The underdeveloped warrior does not know his limits. His image of who he is a little bit too inflated. And one day he's going to meet the unbeatable foe that will completely crush him because he doesn't cultivate himself. He doesn't train because he thinks he doesn't have to. Great example, the turtle and the rabbit. The rabbit is a great example of boy warrior. Oh, that's just a turtle. The turtle can't beat me. Let me just sit down and rest. Next thing you know, the rabbit got smoked. And so the fully developed warrior is a man who goes, I'm a killer. I'm awful. I'm dangerous. I know I can ruin you. That's why I don't even want problems. I don't want to ruin you. I'm scared of myself, for crying out loud. The fully developed warrior has control. You can't anger him because when he's angry, the gates of hell open and that side of him comes. He understands and he just doesn't want the world to feel that type of danger. Like, that's deadly. He doesn't want the world to see that. It's kind of terrifying. And so the warrior is what a man does. It's his ability to control to a degree. We move on to the magician. The magician is the thinking aspect of the man. How does a man think? And the boy psychology says, I'm a know-it-all. I know everything. You can't teach me nothing. There's nothing I don't know. I know everything. Look at me. For crying out loud. Are you kidding me? I know it all. What can you teach me, you peasant? Sometimes the underdeveloped magician, the boy psychology, will disguise itself as an idiot. Act like a can't say that word. Act like a stupid person. Right? Because they're so, quote unquote, genius that they don't want the world to see their genius. But more than that, they don't want the world to learn what they know. Because they're like, no, I'm the only genius. If I teach the world, there's going to be smart people. And I want to be the only smart person. I want to be the only intelligent person. I want to be the only genius to walk this earth. The fully developed magician, man psychology, goes, okay, I know nothing. Because the fully developed magician learns more and more. And the fact that he keeps learning, he realizes, dude, I keep learning. I never stop learning. It's endless. I know nothing. Look how much information is out there. But more than that, the fully developed magician, man psychology, thinking aspect of a man, he takes all this information and he goes, what can I do? How can I help the world with this? Let me see if I can integrate this and give it to people. What can I do? Can I push this here? Can I teach you this? Can I show you this? So that's the thinking aspect of the man. And trust me, the book will tell you so much more. I'm literally giving you just the surface level. The lover is the feeling aspect of the man. Boy psychology, this lover isn't connected to nothing. This lover is freaking horny all the time. This lover is addicted to sex. That's what he thinks feeling is and love is. So he's addicted to women. He wants women. He wants to feel every woman. He's out of control. He just wants woman after woman after woman. And he thinks that's love and that's feeling and that's connection. But in actuality, he just wants pleasure. And he knows nothing. He has no control. He daydreams. And he doesn't act. He's a dreamer. The fully developed lover, man psychology, feels a oneness, not only within himself, but within the cosmos. He feels connected to every single living organism. He's one with nature. He feels. He has this deep desire to connect with a member of the opposite gender, a woman. He desires to feel. He wants to integrate two personalities together to create one coherent whole. A perfect image, a totality. That's a fully developed lover, the feeling aspect of a man. Again, I'm just giving you the surface level. Great book. Again, King Warrior, Magician Lover, Robert L. Moore. Next book, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. My gosh, one of my favorites. The audiobook is phenomenal. It's free on YouTube. You can Google it, but I'll still link the physical copy for people that enjoy reading. Right? But just search up Outwitting the Devil on YouTube audiobook and you'll find it. The audiobook is amazing. The voice, phenomenal. And this book gives you an insight on what this devil creature is. It's not a red horned being with a tail and a pitchfork that's going ha ha ha. That's not the devil. The devil is the negative portion of the atom. There's a force that governs this entire world. There's two forces. There's a force that's omnibenevolent, omniscient, omnipotent, that dwells amongst all living organisms, flows within all, and has preordained and governed the behaviors to a degree of every single thing that exists within the physical world. But beyond that, the source of it extends past the world of physicality. And then there must be a polar opposite, which is the negative portion of the atom. Another force that seems to have a sense of omnibenevolence, a sense and a fragment of omniscience, a fragment of omnipotence. This negative portion of the atom interferes and gets in the way of what this positive force is trying to do. This force causes us to pick up terrible cycles, habits, destructive patterns. It rips meaning from your soul. It destroys your spirit. It causes you to drift. You're aimless. You enter a path of destruction where you have no purpose, no meaning. You lose connection, and you are now drifting away into an everlasting void of desolation. This is the force that we call the devil, and Napoleon Hill, he breaks it down in such a magnificent way. A magnificent way. He teaches you that if you want to avoid this idea of drifting away, drifting is moving with no aim, no definite purpose. You don't know why you're doing something, you're just doing it. If you want to avoid this desolate path of agony, suffering, and misery, avoid drifting. And drifting occurs when you don't know what it is that you want. When you don't know what it is that you want, you drift and you're screwed. Beautiful book, man. Beautiful book. It teaches you about the enemy. So oftentimes we learn about God, our ally, the force that's on our side. And we don't even know how the enemy works. The best way to beat the enemy is to learn about its tactics. If you're going to war, are you going to learn about every soldier and you're going to learn about your team and what they're capable of? Or are you going to learn about the enemy and their strategies so that you can devise a countermeasure? I would assume that you're looking at the enemy, seeing their team, their lineup, their strengths, their weaknesses, their tactics, so that you can devise a countermeasure. Then that's when you learn about your team and you're like, hey, okay, I can put you here, I can put you here, I can put you here. Beautiful book. Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill. It will give you an insight into what this omniscient force that we call the devil truly is. Gorgeous book. It will change the way you see the world. And you'll just see how much this force plays a role in your life. Trust me. Great read. Again, the audiobook is gorgeous as well. Google it. It's right here on YouTube. Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill. Again, I'll link all of this down below. Next book is another book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Right? It teaches you about the art of money to a degree. But more than that, it's predicated on, if you want to acquire success, it's all in here. It's the mind. It's the ability to see, to build a desire, to think properly, to see that the goal is already here. What you want is already here. You just have to grab it. And grabbing it is taking action towards, embarking on the path towards goal acquisition, task completion. It teaches you about the fundamentals of how your thoughts create reality to a degree and how you can harness this powerful mind so that you can devise a blueprint towards success. We don't just get deep here. At the end of the day, we're a part of a system. We're a part of all of this, and we got to play the game. Even if we don't want to, even if we think the game is meaningless, money is meaningless, success is meaningless, it means nothing. We have to play the game because we're a part of it. We're players, right? Only way to get out the game is to clock out, and we can't clock out until our time is coming, right? So long as we exist, we got to play the game. Gorgeous book. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Gives you an insight on how to rewire your brain for success. Phenomenal read. Next book, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Teaches you the importance of thought, how we are the creators of our own reality, and it's all predicated in the chambers of our unconscious and our thought. How thoughts literally warp reality. Our thoughts become reality. And how you can harness thought. The garden in which we call our minds. Be careful which seeds you plant. And when you plant each seed, seeds are thoughts. When these thoughts are planted, be careful which seed to nourish. If you give the wrong seed proper nourishment, sunlight, you're doomed and you're destined for complete annihilation. We are the creators of our reality because our thoughts shape reality. It takes reality, molds it, we cultivate it, we structure it, we sculpt it. We are the wielders, the molders, and we create our own reality based upon the subjects right here, the contents of our mind. And if you know how to properly think, you can take it. You can take thought, harness leverage to where it creates an entire reality that is progressive and abundant, as opposed to a reality that is destructive, chaotic. Beautiful book, man. I'll never forget this book. It's a book that has stood the test of time. These are the books I enjoy reading. Books that have stood the test of time. Books that have been written almost 40, 50 years ago and are still relevant to this day. To this day. Gorgeous, man. Gorgeous book. Teaches you how to think, how not to think, the best way to think. What is thought? Is it something within our control? And if it is not, what do we do about it? Last book. And I'd say this book is kind of a hot take. And it would be The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. At the end of the day, we dance. There is a chaotic nature within all of us, within every woman, within every man. It does not mean you have to fall victim to this chaos, but so long as it's a part of you, you better know how to harness it. And it's The Art of Seduction. This book shows you how to seduce. Men were looking for women, women were looking for men. Men, we can't exist without women. Women, we can't exist without men. We are one. We are one. We're not separate. We're different entities that are meant to collide. We become this beautiful duality. And if we can create a child, it's this trilogy. And we girdle the world. That's how powerful connecting with each other is. That's how powerful it is. Now, let's be real here. We're human. I don't care how intelligent you are. I don't care how mystical you are. I don't care how spiritual you are. Seduction is pleasure. Some people fall victim to it. And they get caught in the chambers of darkness and they can never escape. And now they are a victim of evil. And they practice evil. And they're doomed, desolate. And it's all over. It's game over for them. When you learn how to seduce, what happens is you learn how to dance. There's a fine line you have to walk as you maneuver through a female psyche, as you maneuver through a male psyche. And it's the way you speak. It's the way you touch. It's the way you think. It's the way you act. It's all of these things that come together and you now have her or him going crazy. It's a power move, and at the same time, it's a selfless move because your partner wants to be seduced by you. You owe it to them to please them in that manner. You can't be freaking boring. Don't be boring. What? Don't be boring. Learn how to tango. Learn how to dance. It's selfless, especially if you have a partner. If you have a partner, they will appreciate it because you'll speak to them in a way where they're like, "What did you say? Say that again." You'll touch them in a way where they're like, "Oh gosh," goosebumps up and down through their bodies. You'll maneuver in a way where they can't stop thinking about you. Power move. And selfless to a degree because you owe it to your partner to give them that. Plus, it'll help prevent a lot of nonsense. If you don't want your partner looking elsewhere, learn how to seduce your partner. Relationships die because seduction falls off. Early stages is so beautiful, so sexy, so thrilling and mysterious. You guys get together, become a harmonious duality, and it just slips. And the seduction is gone. And that's no fun. Have fun, but do not fall victim to the fun. This fun is meant for you to look, dip, and that's it. If you dive full in, you're screwed. You're screwed. I promise you, you're screwed. You're going to become addicted. You are now a victim of lust. Hey, good luck. Been there, done that. Took me a long time to get out. Don't be a victim of lust and seduction and be so addicted to being able to seduce to where it's all you have and it's your only power move and all you can care about is temptation, lust, and pleasure. No. The whole point is to learn how to seduce for The benefit of a person that you will fall in love with, because it keeps the energy high. So long as the energy high, the attraction stays. So long as the attraction stays, the relationship builds. If the relationship builds, it compounds. You create a child and you become a trilogy and you girdle the entire world. It's magnificent power. Power that's undescribable. Seduction has turned to love. Love becomes a force of indestructible impossibility. So learn how to seduce. People love being seduced. We all love it. We can't get enough. What'd you say to me, woman? What? Say that again. What'd you say to me, boy? Say that again. Right? The Art of Seduction, Robert Greene. Hot take, I know. But it's truly important. I think it's important in a relationship aspect, in a marriage, and I also think it's important if you're gonna dance, if you're gonna learn how to tango. There's no point looking like a fool out there. Be experienced. Know what's going on. Because to avoid something that is evident as humans are sexual beings is very silly. We can't avoid it. We are beings that are pulled towards this sexual urge because it's a force that generates a lot of energy. The act of intimacy alone is gorgeous, beautiful, and is meant to be appreciated, harnessed. It's not just always darkness and complete temptation and lust. No, it can be a beautiful thing. And you can enhance that beauty, enhance the emotion, enhance the intimacy, to build upon the relationship, to create a foundation structure, to take this relationship to the next level, the next echelon. If you just learn the art of seduction, speak, the look in your eyes, how softly you can touch and feel. Gorgeous book, man. Check it out. Those are 5 books that I think are very important. I can give you guys a lot more, and so that's what I'll do now. Honorable mentions. Laws of Human Nature, Robert Greene. Maps of Meaning, Jordan B. Peterson. 12 Rules for Life, Jordan B. Peterson. Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life, Jordan B. Peterson. Mastery, Robert Greene. 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene. See a pattern here? See a pattern here? Honorable mentions. The Art of Communication. Great one. The Art of War, Sun Tzu. Great read. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Carl Jung, The Red Book. I'll give you guys one more. Essays, Ralph Waldo Emerson. All of his essays. You have the audiobook version, and you also have PDF versions. I believe they have physical copies. I won't include the honorable mentions. Or actually, I will. I'll locate the honorable mentions, and I'll even include them down below. All right. If you're a big reader, check that out. If you like knowledge, you'll appreciate the contents of all those books. I promise. Check it out. It's definitely helped me in my life, and I'm sure it will help you. Till next time.